I was very inspired to write my book about 11 years ago when I had my kids. I realized that even though I was a food professional and had actually been in the business for a long time, I didn't really know how to cook for kids. I didn't know how to make food for infants. I didn't know what toddlers would like. I didn't know what portions kids should be eating. And I didn't know what kinds of foods are very family friendly. I didn't want to be a short order cook, so I needed to figure this out pretty fast. So I worked with a friend of mine, Tracy Seaman, who is the kitchen test director at Every Day with Rachel Ray, who also had children. And we worked for 5 long years to try to figure out how to make recipes that we knew that not just our kids, but kids around the country would eat. And one of the things that we did with Real Food for Healthy Kids is we actually created over 300 recipes, tried them out on our own kids, and then sent them to families across the country. And we had those families test the recipes, and only the recipes that came back with a sticky thumbs up from the kids and the family were the ones that went into the book. You know, I have 2 kids. I have identical twins because God knew that I had a sense of humor, so He gave me 2 people that look alike exactly. However, they are not alike in terms of preferences. They're actually opposite. So that was a challenge for me. Even though, you know, I've been in the food business for over 20 years, I'm a working mom, I commute, I come home every day at 6:30, get off the train, rush home, and I walk in, and you know, the first thing they say is, "Hi Mom, how was your day?" And the second question is, "What's for dinner?" I'm starving. And so I need to get something on the table really fast. So a huge part of Real Food for Healthy Kids is about getting dinner on the table fast and keeping those things healthy. We're trying not to eat processed foods as much as possible, so what we do generally in the book, we advocate making food oftentimes on a Sunday, making 2 or 3 meals, and then having those on a Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Interestingly, my kids have very opposite taste preferences. So, for instance, one loves sugar snap peas and one loves mini carrots. So I always start the meal off with those things. I don't try to force, you know, their different preferences on each other. I just say, here's the elements of the meal, you can have this, you can have that, and load up on the healthy foods. So that's generally how I feed them. Quickly, healthy foods, as much fresh produce as possible in the beginning of the meal. Before dessert, they eat fresh fruit, so strawberries, grapes, blueberries, apples, clementines, whatever fruits in season, and then we have dessert. And that way I've ensured that they're eating foods that they like, that are very healthy, that are filling with fiber, that are vitamin-packed, and they love to eat. And I'm teaching them about eating healthy throughout their lives, because when you're giving your kids healthy foods in the beginning, you're actually setting them up to be healthy eating adults.